Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of Owatonna Wrestling, our weekly podcast. We got Coach Derek Johnson over there. I'm Larry Houghton, and we just have a blast doing this thing. We bring in all the different wrestlers, all the different youth wrestlers, and coaches, so it's a lot of fun.
It is. It is. Off to a hot start.
Well, first of all, we always have to mention that sponsor, Socorro Automotive Repair. They handle everything your car needs, tires, oil changes, all the way up to major repairs. If you got motor stuff going on, or he can fix it. So go down to Socorro Automotive Repair.
Thank you, Clint.
Yes. All right, the OHS Weekly Recap, Thursday. Coach, how'd you do?
Thursday was kind of rough. So we were over at Mankato West, and Rochester Mayo was there too as a try. And so we fell 39-29 to Mayo, and we had it. It's kind of the similar story all year where it's giving up pins are really killing us because there's a lot of times we're winning just as many matches, if not more, and still coming away with the loss. So we got to be a little tougher in that respect.
Yep.
And then we had Mankato West, who, that's a team that's, kind of rebuilding on the rise again. So that one went our way, 54-24. And it was for silver linings purposes, it was a great night for Blake Fitcher, who, he's on a roll right now. He's on a good streak as a freshman 82-pounder.
And just a freshman.
Yeah, at 182. And one of these wins were actually, he bumped up to 95. So we flipped him and Andrew Nurk for that one. But, yeah, he's on a roll, wrestling some grown men he just turned 15, and he's holding his own and on a good streak right now. And the usuals took care of business. Landen Johnson, Trey, Hiatt, and Jake Reinardy all had great nights. And what was really cool to see was Jake Gronli had a kind of a revenge match from the Christmas tournament where his Mayo kid really took it to him, especially riding on top.
It really dominated the whole tournament.
Yeah, exactly. And Gronli came out, and it was a match that kind of got away from him. He had that kid on the ropes. So that was awesome.
And then Donoven Sorenson had his first matches back.
Yeah, and his main kid's tough, and that's another one that, as his conditioning gets back into the swing of things, I see him taking it to that kid too. So he had a great night.
He went 1-1 and close match loss against the Mayo wrestler, but just coming back off injury, it takes you a little while. You're a little rusty on those
Right,
things.
yeah, that's to be expected. So.
All right, the JV dual meet at Mazeppa. They went 4-0 that day.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Looked tough, and it was a pleasant surprise because we knew, Zambroda's tough top to bottom.
Yes,
Every part of the program is stout. So to go undefeated on the day is awesome. And it looks like we had a couple of individuals going undefeated on the day who all...
Let's see. We got Nathan Gronli, Rian Grunwald, Jayden Jirele, Ethan Schubert, Trevor Townley, and R.J. Reinardy.
Yeah. And we saw so for going undefeated, they had T-shirts that they had.
Yeah.
So we posted that on social media. And I got to say, I think I've already seen 3 of them in the practice room in the last couple of days. So they're pretty proud of that.
Well, you beat Zambroda, and I was sitting in the stands, and Zambroda was planning on winning that match.
Yeah.
They definitely were planning on that. So you could hear the parents talking and stuff. So
yeah, it was a great day.
All right, Coach, this week, what do we got going?
Well, so Friday is kind of like our Super Bowl. We have Albert Lea coming to town, and you know how crazy that is.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be standing room only. And so on one hand, it's alumni night, so we're inviting everybody to come on down for that. We'll show you in a little bit here one of the, you know what, I'm going to go grab one right now. I'm going to grab one of the beanbag boards.
All right. Well, yes, they have a home at Albert Lea is alumni night. Here, no, it's a home match, and Owatonna Wrestling Youth get in free, so that's a big deal. There is a free raffle to win Owatonna Wrestling. These boards he's putting up right there. They call them cornhole boards. They throw corn with get a packet at it and see who gets the most points, I guess. I don't know how they play that one. I usually do.
Oh, it's just another term for beanbags.
Oh, okay. Beanbags. That's the word I was looking for.
I found out that we're like one of the only states that calls it beanbags, and the rest of the world calls it cornhole.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've always called it beanbag too, or a washboard when you got 3 holes.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is going into raffle here, and if you come Friday night, you could win one of these cornhole boards.
Yep. Brought to you by
Beanbag boards.
On Point Awards, Ryan Fitcher, as well as esteemed coach on our staff, Mr. Chet Mock.
That who made that? Jeff?
Yep. Yep. So between those
Looks
two
like his
individuals, these things are sharp. They are nice, and they're both, aficionados when it comes to beanbags. So he got it just right to where it's not going to slide off too fast and everything. Just perfect boards.
Yeah, with all that stuff going on, Alumni night and the boards, and there is also will be free refreshments for the alumni down in the commons area after the duel. So
Yep. Yep.
make sure you come down there. A lot of people just kind of head out the gym doors, but come on down. It's a lot of fun talking
Yeah.
to that match and then other teams and other years.
Exactly. Good
A lot of
reminiscing.
alumni comes there.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, too, so any Owatonna youth wrestler will have free admission that night. We're going to kind of double it up and try to jam that gym. So, come on down, bring your parents, and it should be a rocking good time.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
All right, the Owatonna Middle School weekly recap.
Yeah, well, they just finished up their season last week. Their final tournament at Eastview was canceled, so they ended up on Tuesday. They were up at New Prague and had a really tough meet, but held their own. I understand there's a few teams there. Didn't quite see it, but we had Ewell on last week, and for a team that was in the 35 kind of range, and half of them were either first-year kids or kids that were coming back to wrestling after a big break. They were really pleased with the progress.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more kids in there than there were last year. So Ewell had a good season for sure.
Yep.
Good solid season, I think.
Yeah, they were looking sharp.
All right, the Owatonna Youth recap.
Another busy weekend for the Owatonna Youth on Saturday. Looks like Kenyon Wanamingo had a tournament where we had 5 first-place finishers with Huxley Bloom, Easton Bushow, Aaliyah Fisher, Jameson Needham, and Leighton Wendling. A lot of familiar names in there.
Yep. Second place, Isaac Dremer, Peyton Fisher.
Payson.
Payson.
Yep.
Oh, there's a new one. Jacob Knudsen, Michael Nichols, Levi Olgebrens, Gabe Robb.
Yep.
We're all finished second place.
And for thirds, we had Kayla Pastica and Dylan Vandenbroek.
All right, 1 fourth place finish, Bentley Bruner. Well, I haven't heard that name for a long time. Bruner's back in there again.
Yeah.
That's good. It's kind of fun to see all these old wrestling names getting back in there with their kids, so that's good.
And then also on Saturday, they had Albert Lea. We had one guy there at place, and that was taken first, Lucas Wallace.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Sunday, Waconia State Qualifier.
Miles Ozzie taken first, and good buddy Reeve Franco taken second. So.
Is that for the USA Wrestling
Yep.
qualifier?
Yep. So
Wow,
that was
that's always a big deal.
yeah.
Get going on that.
Well, sounds good. Well, we're going to have a couple of guests coming on here. Super excited to have another youth wrestler in the room. And then we have alumni Jeremy Jirele, too. So see you in a second.
All right, we're back for the guest portion of our Owatonna Wrestling podcast. Here with Coach Derek Nelson. Oh, no. Derek Johnson. Oh, man, I'm getting there. I'm looking at names. Derek Johnson here, and along with me, Larry Hovden. And we have a guest here of the youth wrestling program, Marlo Marks. Is that right?
Yes.
Well, good.
Nice. Welcome.
So, what do you do in the wrestling program?
While I wrestle,
Okay.
How many years have you been wrestling?
3.
3 years. And you're like, what, 18, 17 years old? No, what grade?
Second. So
Second
I'm
grade.
8.
So 8. Okay. So, I mean, you've been wrestling like a third of your life.
My.
That's a long time.
3 years. You started kindergarten then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And do you love it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I see you at a lot of tournaments, so you must love it. So you're there.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
weight class are you at?
60
pounds?
60 something.
See something? And you bench like 250? Something like that?
No.
No? Okay. Okay. Well, you don't max out. You're not about that. Yeah.
No.
You're about the good reps. Okay. Sounds good.
You go to a lot of tournaments then. Every Saturday?
Not every Saturday.
Okay.
I go sometimes. If they're far away tournaments, not always.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So let's say Marlo's out on the mat. You shake hands. What's like your favorite move to do when you're standing?
Standing, the shot.
What
So,
kind of shot?
Well,
Got single
Schubert,
legs, double legs, snap.
single.
Single. Okay, nice.
Which side do you shoot on?
I shoot on right.
Oh, you know, good. You know where you're going. That's good.
And if you're ready to pin someone and you're on top, what are you using? What's like your go-to?
Half a Nelson.
Yes! Just nuts. Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good one. That's
I'll
solid.
do that too. That's
Solid.
good.
Nice. Well, okay, so we all know that wrestling is super fun, probably the funnest sport, not biased at all, just like off the top of my head. That's the only one I think of. And at practice, sometimes you guys get to play games and stuff. Do you have like a favorite game where they're like, hey, we're going to do this, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah, we play snakes in the grass.
Snakes in the, that is a good one. I'm glad that's still going.
How do you play that one?
So how you play is one person, like 3 or 4 people are in the middle, and what you do is the people have to run across without getting tapped.
Oh.
You can't get tapped any farther than your kneecaps. So what you do is you have to try to run across and not get caught by the snakes.
And the snake, so the snakes are like down slithering around.
Yeah, sometimes the coaches let us go on our knees if like we're trying to take somebody.
Sweet.
Oh boy,
Awesome.
that sounds good.
Yeah,
Learn how to run on that mat. Get your balance.
yeah.
Good balance. Now I'm going to ask you some crazy questions.
Yeah, hard hitting one.
That was your favorite game that you like to play then, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So how about favorite type of candy?
Honey O's. So they're
Honey
like a candy that's that's hard to explain.
Yeah, I don't know if I know what a honey-o is. You make that at home or you buy it?
You buy it. So I normally like them because like the taste of them is kind of sweet.
Okay.
But otherwise, I would like caramel stuff.
Caramel. Very
Good
good.
deal. Nice. And how about like favorite ice cream? If you could whittle it down. I know we were talking ice cream before the podcast.
Ooh. She's like ice cream or not? What do you do?
I like it's something like blue goo or something.
Are we talking like at
Down at the ice cream shop.
yeah, blast or scream?
Blast.
Blast. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, my wife likes that one too. The blue
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you control it on the cone, or do you just say, you know what, dish? Gotta go dish.
Sometimes I like to do dish because otherwise, like if they overfill it, like you don't spill it in the car. Or
I love that. Thank you for considering parents in this equation.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's good. Hey, do you want to give a shout out to any of your friends there in the camera? Like anybody, practice partners, or even just kids at school?
Any friends?
Uh,
You got a lot of friends, don't you?
I have a lot.
Hey, they won't be offended if you forget a few.
I'll do L.
Okay.
L.
Yeah, L. Thank you for cheering me on in wrestling.
Ooh.
Sweet.
She didn't come to the tournament because she had to watch her baby brother, so.
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to, that would be hard.
How about your teacher? Who's your teacher at school?
Mr. McCartney.
Give a shout out.
Carney.
There you go. What grade is that again?
Second. He's a
What
really
school?
good teacher.
What school did you go to?
Washington.
Washington. You're up at my house.
Yeah.
He told me good luck, so thank you.
Oh.
Hey, what a perfect little girl you are. So well mannered.
I'll give one more.
Okay.
I'll do probably Evelyn Soffer because she cheers me on when I wrestle, and I like to cheer her on. Thank you.
She wrestles too?
Uh-huh.
Okay, nice.
Her first tournament was in Farmington, so
Okay.
it was a few days ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Marlo. We appreciate you having you on
Yeah.
and love to hear what's cool and awesome about wrestling at the youth level. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
See you soon.
Thanks.
All right. Welcome back to the Owatonna Wrestling Show, our weekly podcast. We enjoy doing all these things, and we just got to mention one more time about Sakura Automotive Repair. They handle everything your car could need, the tires, oil changes, all the way up to major repairs. If you need it, he could do it. So, Clint Sakura, thank you for supporting Owatonna Wrestling.
Thank you.
And we are at our guest portion, coach portion of our show. And today we got Jeremy Jirele.
Hello.
So this is also my captain from when I was a wee little freshman back in high school. So you were always just Captain Jirele to me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
coach both of them.
Yeah, and you were always just coach.
Coach.
Yeah. So yeah, we wanted to have you on because kind of keeping with the theme last week, we had Coach Ewell on, Owatonna Wrestling alum, sticking with the program, helping the next generation. We wanted to keep that tradition going and talk to alumni that are kind of doing both. And you happen to have 2 kids in the program as well. Who are those guys?
Jayden and Nash.
Jayden, yeah. So he's up into high school. And
Yep. 8th grader. Getting some JV action this year. So that's fun to see. Dad stepped away a little bit and left it up to these guys. And then Nash, 1st grader, and wrestling with me down in the youth program.
And we had him on a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was really poised on this podcast.
Yeah, he had a blast.
You were up at Mazeppa watching the JV tournament.
Yep.
They did really well up there. Your son went 4-0 that day.
Yes. I thought they wrestled really well. Conditioning wise, we look good. Technique wise, we look good. And everyone's battling, so that's all you can ask for.
Nice. So, what levels are you coaching at youth? And and tell me a little bit more about like the years you put in for the Owatonna Wrestling program too.
So right now, Jason Lindquist and I kind of tag team the youth. He does 1st and 2nd grade, and then I'm coaching the 3rd through 5th graders. I'm gonna miss somebody I know, like Matt Olgenbruns, Hedberg. There's a bunch of guys that do our termites program, which is our
Evans, Ewell.
yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Wilson.
Yep.
helps out too.
Do a lot of those. That's just out of diapers and having fun. And then up at the West Hills, Lindquist runs the first one and I run the 2nd practice. So
Gotcha. Nice. And and we've had a good season that way too. Had a really good brawl a couple Sundays ago.
Yeah, that was a blast. My voice was gone the next day, but yes, it's so fun to see the kids have success and the team aspect. I mean, even Nash just loves the team atmosphere, and these guys just cheering each other on consistently. And
One thing you always notice about team is the parents in the stands stay for the whole match.
yeah,
Individual tournaments, sometimes their kid gets done, so they go home.
Yep.
But for a team, they stay there, and so you get this whole big group cheering the whole match, the whole length of the match.
Yeah.
That's where it's fun.
I think we lost to Northfield in our pool. Then had a close one with Zambroda and Chatfield, but won them both to take 5th overall. 48 teams.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Well, and now I want to take you down memory lane. Talk about little tiny baby Jeremy Jirele. Wondering, do you have any moments, let's say at the youth level, like kind of favorite moments of like a tournament or hanging out with the team or something, that's PG that we can admit to on camera here? As far as
I just got back from a 20-year reunion up at Augsburg, so
okay.
Remembering youth, no, there really isn't.
How about high school then?
High 98 easily. I mean, having to walk over to Pillsbury for practice and just the camaraderie we had. That was just a blast.
Well, and you had such a huge senior class.
Yeah.
I mean, not even just the varsity starters.
12?
12 of them.
Yeah.
12? Yeah.
In seniors, yeah, they went all the way through.
Yep.
So there was like 28 or 24 of them guys in there in junior high. So yeah, to finish with 12 was excellent.
Well, and so correct me if I'm wrong. You were up at the high school all 6 years, like 7th on.
No, I was at middle school 7th.
Okay.
I think I had a couple varsity matches, but I stayed down there most of the part. But yeah,
Okay.
8th grade I came up.
Gotcha.
Well, I got one memory I got to say about Jeremy Jirele.
Oh, no.
It's a good one. We were at a USA tournament, and in Rochester, it was a state qualifier. Or I don't know if it's a state tournament.
I think that was state tournament.
And I'll tell you, you were in 5th, 6th grade, somewhere in there. And during the day, he wrestled this one guy that really manhandled him real well, and he lost a tough match. And then when he's coming back in the wrestle backs, guess who he runs into? This guy again. And I looked over at Jeremy when he looked at that program and saw that, and his head just went like this, just went down. So I sat down beside him and let him just think about it for a little while. Then I said, why don't we make a plan? Instead of just going out there and doing the same thing, let's make a plan. He had this great Jeff Wizard he was doing that year. I don't know if he still did all the way through school, but it was working at that age level. And I told him, I said, let this guy get ahead, or not let him, but if this guy gets ahead, he stops his offense. He just runs the clock out. You know, he wants to win. He doesn't want. He's a really good wrestler, and he just that's the way he wrestled. Because I'd watched him, and so I said, listen, if he gets ahead, you have to keep it close because that one throw was worth 3 points, I think.
Yeah.
And because you exposed the back, you get the 2 plus the 1 point for takedown. That's what it was. And we said, and I told him, I said, right at the end, don't throw it during the match because they're going to be looking for it. That's the best move you got. And they know you do it. I said, wait until the last 10, 12 seconds, and we'll nail him. And he said, okay, but I don't know how much faith he had in me at that time. He's pretty sad yet. So we got down to the match, and I kind of remind him, this is what we're going to do. You've got to keep this close. And he did. He wrestled that whole match, and down to the last 10 seconds, he was down 3-1, I think, something like that. And they went out of bounds, and it was like 10 seconds. And I yelled, right before the ref blew the whistle, I yelled, now, Jeremy. So Jeremy went out there, he threw that guy, held him there for 3 points, won the match. It was the best coaching
awesome.
strategy that I've used
He's from Lake
in
Crystal.
many years.
He's from Lake Crystal.
Okay.
Jeremiah something.
You know, never to think
Part of
that's
the
probably
Roth
one of
family, like the 8
No, it
Roths
wasn't
they had.
Roths.
that was one of my most memorable coaching moments. That one, and that
Cool.
was with a young guy in 5th, 6th grade. So, you know, it doesn't always have to be high school. I've got a total, you know, all these championship teams that was there. But that was one that always stuck out in my head, and I'll never forget that match. I'll
Cool.
never forget. You come off that mat, and you were flying 3 feet in the air, and you jumped up into my Your mom was behind me, and I just got to threw you over and let her take it.
I remember that year because I lost to a Nick Slack. He took first in that state tournament, and then something very similar happened at Northland Nationals or
Okay.
Northern Plains Nationals.
Yeah.
Well, them matches are fun when you
Oh,
can
yeah.
pull something like that off, boy. They're leading the whole match, and he just kind of sat on that 3-1 lead.
Yeah.
Beat him 4-3.
That's awesome. How about something from that 98 year then? As far as, you know, you and Ras were captains.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, how can you find a favorite moment?
Did we have the Dick Black? The Dick
Yeah,
Black
still going.
under the lights.
Yep.
Was it?
It was the Iowa team
Yes.
for that one.
Yes.
Oh,
So thanks for bringing that up. That was the one and only time I was pinned in my high school career.
one time.
Returning state champ from
Yeah.
Iowa. And I just
Oh, that
did.
was-
Oh my God, I got handled. It's pretty brutal for
Yeah,
me.
you're just a freshman.
Yeah.
You're a young pup.
But yeah,
that
was cool.
and just the Faribault matches had died down at that point.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
like the year before they
95
were
or 96 was huge. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they
some
filled
of
the
them,
gym with Faribault
some of those
matches.
dual meets, even with Albert Lea, got pretty intense.
Remember the one Faribault match where they filled the gym and they wanted to put people down the cafeteria on so they could watch it on film, and nobody would leave the gym.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, all the students came out of the stands, sat down around the mat.
Yep.
And
I
then the
remember
parents were in the stands, so they had no other place to go. If that fire marshal had come in there, I don't know, he'd probably had a fit. But I had kids around my table. I felt like, that show, The Birds, the Alfred Hitchcock, they were just everywhere. All these kids were just running everywhere.
I could hear Ben Bauer breathing. I was right behind their bench. It's the only place I could sit. I'm on the floor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was quite a
That's
match.
awesome.
That's a big match.
Awesome. Well, we sure appreciate you, being back in the room, being, a great advocate for Owatonna Wrestling and what it means. I think that's really important to be able to kind of ground us and, keep those expectations and that culture and the spirit alive from what we knew and what we grew up with.
Yep.
And, having the torch passed to us is so important. And it does make me feel so great to, I was around at that Little Tykes on Monday, and I look around and it's like, oh my God, wrestled with him, coached him, just the cool community coming together. And so thank you. I appreciate all the time you put in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, one more time. Thanks for watching our Owatonna Wrestling weekly podcast here with Coach Johnson and Larry Houghton and Jeremy Jirele, our guest here, to wrap it up here. And again, for Clint Sikora Automotive Repair. They do a lot of work on a lot of cars. If you need your car fixed, go see Clint Sikora. That's Sikora Automotive Repair.
Thank you much. Take care.